Hello, and welcome to another episode of Winning Where It Matters. My name is Che Amoako, and it's a pleasure to have you join me once again. One of the most powerful things we can do for ourselves is to, from time to time, pause long enough to reflect and think about what's working, what's not working in our lives, what we may want to do differently, or what we may want to keep doing, because life happens very fast and life gets busy and life gets cumbersome that sometimes we may go through long stretches of time without pausing to take a look at what we're doing, how things are going. And we might be busy and active doing things, but a lot of what we'll be doing may not be taking us in the direction of what matters most. And we may be winning in some areas, but we may not be winning in the areas that matter most. And so, self reflection, self assessment, taking a pause to think about and intentionally ask questions, think through answers, writing them down, reflecting on those are helpful ways that we can take stock and make sure that we're doing things that match our intentions for the life that we want to experience. And certain moments in a calendar year lend themselves very naturally to self assessment and self reflection. So, at the beginning of the year, or at the beginning of a new month, or at the beginning of a new quarter, if you're thinking of your year in quarters every 90 days, on your birthday, or when you're experiencing a major life change, these are all moments that lend themselves to self reflection and self assessment. And quite frankly, if we honestly assess ourselves and take stock, we will identify things that are working that we need to do more of. We may also identify things that we may have neglected, opportunities that we may have missed because we were not paying attention, or things that we probably have avoided because they are uncomfortable. But that exercise lets us know what we could do to match our intentions with our actions so that we can move forward in the direction of the places that we want to win in. I introduced a worksheet that helps with self assessment, and it includes four areas. It's a quadrant, four quadrants of highlights, challenges, decisions, and surprises. And I highly recommend that as a tool that you can use for your self assessment and self reflection. The highlight session, I encourage you to ask questions like what worked well? What are the things that you're proud of? Where did you make progress? What are the things that bring you energy? Things that make you feel fulfilled? Those are the things that form the highlights of your life. And those highlights remind you of the things that you're doing well and the things that you want to continue doing. And then there are the challenges, the areas of your life where you experience frustration, the things that were difficult, the things that drained you, the things that, quite frankly, challenge you. Put them in there as your challenges. Now, I know challenges are uncomfortable to examine. And so we have a tendency of wanting to shy away from it. But I think challenges, when we examine them, they reveal areas in our life that we may need to make changes, or areas where we could use some help. So those are challenges. But then there's the quadrant about decisions. What decisions did you make? What choices did you make? Which decisions moved you forward? Which decisions created problems? What decisions are you confronting right now? Because when we think about our decision making, it helps us align our intentions to our actions. We think through what we're doing, why we're doing, how we're doing it, and what those decisions would lead to. And then there's the fourth quadrant, which is surprises, which are the things that you experience but you didn't plan for, the things that caught you off guard, the things that life is trying to teach you that you didn't expect. So, surprises remind us that life is unpredictable, but it also helps us realize that it's okay to make room for the things that you didn't plan for and stay adaptable. So, wherever you are in your journey, I highly encourage you to pause from time to time to reflect and self assess. Today may be a good time for you to pause and reflect. I encourage you to go to my website, cheamwakun.com, and download a copy of the worksheet for yourself. Download it, spend some time, ask yourself the questions, write down the answers. When you're done writing down the answers, study what you've written down. Let the answers sink in and use that information to think about how you're going to make steps to move forward. Because I think every time you pause to think about your highlights, your challenges, your decisions, and your surprises, you're giving yourself an opportunity to make the decisions that will lead you in the direction of what matters most to you. If there's any way that I could be of help, I encourage you to reach out. I'll be happy to chat with you. And as always, I believe in you, and I hope you believe in yourself too. I'll see you on the next one.